What the heck just happened? We are only 2 days into Worlds, and we already have our first major upset. Now, unfortunately for the LCS and North America and North American fans, 100 Thieves and them are on the receiving side of this massive L today. Definitely not a good look for them kicking off this World Championships in 2024. But in this video today, we're going to be talking about what exactly happened to 100 Thieves today, what it means for them and the team going forward in the future. But I am Germ, the host of Sheep Esports here on YouTube. Of course, all of our offseason and Worlds coverage is powered by Holy. Make sure you check out the first link in the description below. Use code SE5 for a nice little discount on some of their products, energy drinks, iced tea, all your refreshment needs. Thank you to them for making this offseason coverage possible. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So obviously expectations for 100 Thieves were not exactly sky high coming into this World Championship. They finished just 3-4 during the LCS regular season in the summer, so not exactly anything too crazy there. And then in the playoffs, they weren't even expected to make it to Worlds. They went on kind of a little bit of an unexpected Worlds run with them beating Dignitas in the first round 3-0, then ultimately losing to Team Liquid 3-0 in the second round. They then did beat Dignitas 3-2, but then also beat Cloud9 3-1, which was kind of the more significant upset there. I think a lot of people expected Cloud9 to be here at Worlds for NA rather than 100 Thieves, but then they lost 3-0 to Fly. So they got 3-0 by TL, 3-0 by Fly. They didn't do that great in the regular season. They're a young team. They have a lot of pieces that are still, kind of work in progresses and developing and stuff like that. But then obviously we got this going on today where even though their expectations weren't super high coming into Worlds, people still, I think, expected that they would be able to beat Latin America, that they'd take out Movistar R7 in this first matchup. But obviously we have the fact that they lost 2-1 in this best of 3. They did win this first match. They started out looking very, very strong. Quid going 8-1, Tomo going 8-1, Quid putting up 41k damage in 39 minutes in this game. Very, very clean gold graph for 100 Thieves. A little bit of a shaky early game, but then once they took off, they just kind of exploded with this victory. Summit going 1-5. Nothing really too crazy. Looked like 100 Thieves maybe was going to have a little bit of a rocky matchup, but should be able to take this down. But all of a sudden, they lost match 2. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff going on here. Again, Quid with another very, very big game, but a lot cleaner stuff from Seo and Kaini here in this game from R7. Their carries really showing out, and then all of a sudden, people were scared. People were worried, but it did just seem like one crazy upset game. Definitely seemed like 100 Thieves would probably find a way to close out this series. There's no way 100 Thieves actually going to lose. We see scares and stuff every once in a while, but usually the better team or the bigger region or whatever does close things out. But ultimately, 100 Thieves got punched in the mouth in Game 3. This one was very, very dominant from start to finish from Rainbow 7. I know my face is covering up this graph. I can move over real quick. But you can see Rainbow 7 or Movistar R7, whatever you want to call them, they did have this lead at the beginning of the game. They never gave it up. There was a little bit of a blip where 100 Thieves almost gained a gold lead there in the middle. 100 Thieves had a nice fight to kind of come back in this game, but ultimately R7 and Latin America, they were up this whole game and they closed it out cleanly, beating 100 Thieves in this matchup. And obviously, this is not a good look for North America. This is not a good look for 100 Thieves. I guess the only shining light here is that LCS and Latin America and CBLOL and all these teams are going to be coming together next year, which I guess is going to make the LCS stronger since R7 is taking them down. I believe that this is the first ever series win from a Latin America team against an NA team, so that is a very, very big step for them. Obviously, a huge win. We do have I really like this, we do have the Sheep stat kind of ratings for all the players in this series. So you can see here, Sniper did not get a very good rating overall during this series. Obviously, he's a young player who's still trying to get Worlds experience and stuff like that. River, I thought River and Quid were very good and very impressive for 100 Thieves throughout this series, but obviously Seo and Kaina did really step up big for Movistar R7 in this one. Obviously, Summit is a player who's always going to be very volatile, but he has definitely a ton of experience as well. And Summit getting his revenge on North America by pulling off the upset in this one. But yes, this is obviously very embarrassing, very disappointing for the 100 Thieves, for the LCS, for North America. Obviously, North America and NA are always going to have, North America and EU are always going to have this trash talk back and forth. And, obviously, NA has not been this insane team at Worlds throughout history. NA is not coming into Worlds with a ton of excitement or hope or whatever, but you do hope that we can at least dominate the play-ins, that we will at least qualify for the main stage very convincingly and look very strong. And even when we aren't sending necessarily our best 3 seed to this thing, they should still, theoretically, or the NA fans would hope, be stronger than some of these smaller regions or the emerging regions or whatever you want to call them. But obviously, Movistar R7, not just winning a best of one or, having one cheese win or game or whatever against 100 Thieves, having a series win where they lost game one and then had to come back and adjust and make improvements is very concerning. Now, again, like I said, 100 Thieves are a young team. They're an inexperienced team. They're trying to improve. They're trying to go forward. But still, they want to qualify for the world stage because that's going to get them so much of that experience and the things that they need and desire. But obviously, these are brighter lights than they've ever played under. There's more stress. There's more pressure to perform. There's all these things. And when you're expected to win, sometimes that pressure gets even crazier because this is a game that they are expected to win, not to lose, anything like that. But yeah, so now, obviously, R7, they are moving on. They're going to be taking on, I do believe, the Gigabyte Marines in their next matchup. And then we have 100 Thieves, who's going to be falling down and taking on, I don't know how you pronounce this team's name, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks Gaming. I think that's how this thing works out. I'm not sure exactly if there's going to be some movement with the team matchups or whatever, but yeah, obviously 100 Thieves did lose here. They're going to be moving down, and they're going to be at risk of elimination now, and their path to the main stage of Worlds has gotten much, much, much more difficult, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. We did have tons of reactions on Twitter. Obviously, Cloud9 Perks chiming in and said, "What the F? Did C9 actually lose to that?" Which is absolutely hilarious because Perks and Cloud9 with their former relationship and everything, and then him kind of clowning on Cloud9 for saying, hey, 100 Thieves just lost to a Latin American team. Well, 100 Thieves beat Cloud9, so it's obviously not a great look for the other LCS teams in general, and also is going to have a lot of people question, what is the level of FlyQuest and Team Liquid headed into this World? Obviously, FlyQuest and Team Liquid did look significantly better than 100 Thieves, but still, maybe the LCS is a fraud region or, not very strong this year or whatever. But I did think this was hilarious from Perks. We also had Michael Termini chiming in saying, you can't be disappointed with 100 Thieves if you just accept the fact that they should have never been at Worlds to begin with, which I think is a fair point. And then you have Silvix obviously saying, Hugh, finally finished my 1-hour video essay about why the Americas is a bad idea and will only make the LCS weaker as a region. Anytime now it's time to catch up on Worlds, which, like I said, is very, very funny. Some people are very concerned with, Latin America, CBLOL, the LCS, everything coming together, how that's going to play out. But apparently right now it's going to be a buff to the LCS, which is very funny, very hilarious as well. So tons of memes and stuff coming out on Twitter. We're going to see what happens. As far as what this means for 100 Thieves and everything going forward, it probably means all hope is lost on their Worlds. Obviously, you can have teams off to a slow start, and sometimes, dropping one game and kind of lighting that fire under your ass can be really, really good, and you're going to bounce back, and you're going to be more motivated. But it might also just mean that 100 Thieves is not a very strong team this year, and they're going to have a quick exit to their Worlds, and their offseason could be starting sooner than they necessarily hope. So I did want to take a look at what their offseason might look like a little bit as well. 100 Thieves, obviously, like I said, Sniper kind of being their big player they're building around for the future, but they do have a couple players who are going to be free agents this offseason as well. River, who showed up and actually played pretty well in this match today, is going to be a free agent, and Tomo is also going to be a free agent as well. Again, that doesn't mean that this team can't re-sign these players or whatever. It also doesn't mean that some of the other players might not be replaced or they might want to leave or whatever, but those are the two main spots we're going to be looking at. Could be a new jungler, could be a new AD carry coming to 100 Thieves next year. That's going to be something to watch out for, and obviously how well they play the rest of Worlds could maybe secure them a job or secure the fact that they're going to be being replaced going forward into the future as well. So not a great start to Worlds for 100 Thieves. They are our first major upset. LCS starting out not with a bang, losing 2-1 to Movistar R7. I have no idea what the heck just happened. It's looking more and more like 100 Thieves season is going to be finished sooner rather than later. Their World run, might be starting out with a trip back to the airport, back to North America. We'll have to keep in mind what happens here going on for them. But yeah, crazy times. World is underway. It's official. It's the best time of the year if you're a League of Legends fan. But yeah, bad news for the LCS. Bad news for 100 Thieves. Hopefully Team Liquid and FlyQuest will be able to perform a little bit better. But exciting times for Latin America and exciting times for the future America's League next year. But that is pretty much everything for the video today, guys. Definitely check out the first link in the description below. Go buy some Holy. Use discount code SE5. We would love and appreciate that so much. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.